How do hedge fund billionaires gamble like in a casino but never lose money? They make more money when they win than they do when they lose. In this video, we're going to take a look at 3 ways that hedge funds make money when they win a bet. But before we get started with this video, it would mean a lot if you hit that like button down below. It really helps me out. And if you're interested in making money in the stock market, subscribe because I post weekly. Alright, so let's say you and your friend go to the casino and you each put $eBay on red. The dealer spins the wheel and it lands on red. You both win, so you each get $100. Now let's say the next time you go, you each put $1000 on red. The dealer spins the wheel and it lands on red. You both win again, so you each get $2000. If you keep playing, you'll eventually hit a losing streak and lose some money. That is how most people who gamble in casinos lose money. Hedge fund billionaires play the same game except they don't ever have losing streaks, and there are 3 reasons for this. The first reason they don't have losing streaks is because they don't play where there is a house edge. In roulette, there is a 5.20% house edge. In blackjack, the house edge can be as low as E% if the player plays perfectly. Video poker machines can have an edge of 10% or more. Even at a 1% house edge, if you play long enough, you're probably going to have a losing streak. If you want to avoid a losing streak, you need to find a game where there is no house edge. A coin flip is a fair game with no house edge, and while billionaires love to play this game, there are 2 problems with it. First, there aren't many billionaires in the world, so if you're one of them, it can be hard to find someone to flip a coin with. Second, it takes a lot of time to set up a coin flip, so if you're a billionaire and you want to gamble, what do? You start your own coin flip company. You set the rules and you make sure that every game is fair. This is the first secret of hedge fund billionaires. They don't gamble where there is a house edge. Instead, they run the house. This brings us to the second way that hedge fund billionaires don't ever have losing streaks. They always play based on the Kelly criterion. Let's say you have $1000 and you decide to bet it all on red in roulette. If you win, you'll make $100. If you lose, you'll lose $1000 with a 50-50 chance of winning. The expected value of this bet is 0. That means that over time, you should expect to break even on this bet. However, if you use the Kelly criterion, you wouldn't make this bet because the risk is too high. The Kelly criterion says that you should only bet a fraction of your money that is equal to the probability that you will win minus the probability that you will lose. In this example, the probability of winning is 50% and the probability of losing is 50%. Since these 2 values are equal, the Kelly criterion says that you should not place the bet. Instead, you should save your money and either find another game with a higher probability of winning or find a way to lower the risk of this game. Hedge fund billionaires follow the Kelly criterion religiously. They only play games where they have a greater than 50% chance of winning, and they work tirelessly to find ways to reduce the risk of their bets. This is the second secret of hedge fund billionaires. They always play based on the Kelly criterion. Now let's look at the third way that hedge fund billionaires don't ever have losing streaks. They have unlimited money. In the last example, we had $1000 and we decided to bet it all on red in roulette. If you win, you'll make $100. If you lose, you'll lose $1000. We can repeat this process a few times, but eventually we will have a losing streak and we will lose all our money. However, if we had infinite money, we could keep betting and we would never have a losing streak. Every time we bet, we would only bet a small fraction of our money. If we win, we would make more money, and if we lose, we would still have our original amount of money. Hedge fund billionaires have access to infinite money. When they win, they use the winnings to make larger bets, and when they lose, they use other people's money to make up for the losses. This is the third secret of hedge fund billionaires. They have unlimited money, so how can you stop having losing streaks like hedge fund billionaires? The answer is simple, but it's not easy. First, you need to find a game where there is no house edge. This isn't as easy as it sounds because most games have a house edge. You need to be creative and think outside the box. Once you find a game with no house edge, you need to follow the Kelly criterion. This means that you should only bet a fraction of your money that is equal to the probability that you will win minus the probability that you will lose. Finally, you need to have unlimited money. This is by far the hardest requirement to meet, but it's also the most important. You need to be able to make large bets when you have a high probability of winning, and you need to be able to make up for your losses with other people's money. This is the secret of hedge fund billionaires. They play the game better than anyone else. They don't ever have losing streaks because they follow these 3 rules. The truth is that hedge fund billionaires don't actually gamble. They play a game where they have the rules stacked in their favor. They only play when they have a greater than 50% chance of winning. And they always have access to more money. So if you want to beat the odds in roulette, you need to learn from the best. You need to find a game with no house edge, follow the Kelly criterion, and have unlimited money. Alright. Now that we've covered the basics of roulette, it's time to take things to the next level. We're going to teach you a secret strategy that the hedge fund billionaires use to beat the odds. This strategy is not for the faint of heart, but if you can handle it, it could change your life forever. Are you ready to learn more? Then click here to watch this video where we'll teach you everything you need to know about the secret strategy that hedge fund billionaires use to win at roulette. Don't miss out on this opportunity to take your gambling to the next level. Click here and start winning big today. But if you want to know what Ray Dalio does to beat the market, then click here to watch this video.